Hi, Josie. How you doing? Okay, I've got your presentation up here. And first of all, I want to say awesome job presenting this in presentation format, giving the information as if you're presenting it to your viewer for the first time. I think that's a great posture to take while presenting your work. The assumption, as a designer, the assumption being that the person who is looking at your work has never seen it or is not familiar with it. So resulting in you being as clear and concise as possible while presenting the work. Okay, that's awesome. It's really good. I mean, it's a lot of people just want to put their work in with the assumption that we're all familiar with what happened last week, and we're not, obviously. So this is really a great idea. I suggest that you continue this throughout your student career, remembering that presentation is going to separate you from the crowd, as it were. So anyway, good job. Let's go. Page one. Good job. I mean, this you're giving a summary. You're telling us what's going on. So you're really setting up your viewer for success through the program, since you're eliminating any potential confusion in your summary / mission statement. Here you go. So excellent job there. Let's move on to the logo colors typography. Okay, so there's a couple of things that are kind of odd here. Okay, let's start with this. Roto hand or rotunda hand or whatever that's called. You have this, and that's your type, and that's great. But then you have 102.65 point leading caps with lowercase e. I don't know what that means, and I would suggest removing that from your presentation because you're not showing any leading in that type. Leading is the space between the two lines of type. This right there would be leading. This right here would be leading. So there's no leading in the actual logo itself. So that's kind of misleading. Okay, the logo itself. We've got a quick checklist. There's these quick elements of design. It's called the CRAP principle, believe it or not, or CARP. And its acronym is this: contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. And it's a quick way to put your work through this quick test to see if your composition is passing these basic tests. And what I'm seeing here is we're really lacking contrast in the logo. As a matter of fact, I did a test, and I want you to do the same thing. I just rolled back in my chair about 6 or 7 feet from my screen, and you can see what I mean with no contrast. You can see what happens. I mentioned this, I don't think these hands are necessary. I really don't. I think that they're adding a lot of meaning that could otherwise dilute this powerful word help. And I think this is a powerful word, and I think it's a powerful logo. I really think it's strong. I think these are diluting the whole thing for many reasons. Number one, we've seen this hand motif so many times in other work, and it's just, there's a couple of things with your presentation that are kind of weird. Like this one's got a gray stroke in it. The rest have white strokes. This one has green fingers, and then this one doesn't have any stroke. And then this one has a blue finger, and this one over here is red, but with some blue fingers. So it's really inconsistent. And believe it or not, subconscious picks that up, and it causes immediate visual confusion. My suggestion is to remove this and stick with this as your logo. I'm not, even that is not providing the kind of contrast that we really need. So think about adding some sort of contrast to the logo as well. I don't suggest using a stroke around the type either. That would be somebody's first. That would probably be one's first inclination to increase contrast is add a stroke, but I don't think that's going to work. Great job describing the logo. Okay, trade show booth. This is really good. It's a good little illustration. I don't think it's complete, but it definitely shows intent, and that's great. A couple of comments here. SEG fiber that displays company logo. Okay, what is that telling us? You need to tell us what is this? Give us the materials list, and then give us a sustainability. Why is it sustainable? Here are the materials. And then, what happens to it after the trade show? And everything in this trade show booth should be described in terms of what it is, what purpose does it serve, what's it made of, how the relationship to sustainability, How do we dispose of it after said trade show is over? And again, the materials list, and again, back it all up with research, with a citation research. So same thing here, recycled aluminum. Why recycled aluminum? Why is give us a sustainability report, give us a life cycle analysis, give us your exact materials. Okay, donated monitors, that's no good. We need to know what they are, what they're made of, what is their life cycle analysis, including the disposal. Okay, and you need to do that for every one of your materials for your trade show booth. Bamboo, you're going to find is an interesting one. Recycled, oh good, I see what you're saying. So find out where you got your recycled bamboo, because and this comes up quite a bit. There's no place in the country that manufactures bamboo or farms it. So even though it's really super sustainable, it does leave a pretty significant carbon footprint if you're not considering where it came from. And again, the life cycle analysis. Okay, with purpose good. Now, I was thinking about something here. This is confusing, and I think everything is just working out so well. And I could see, I was pretending I was going through a portfolio, and I came to this spot as a portfolio reviewer. I'm going, wow, okay, this is, as I think I used the word big before. And I think that there's something we can do to help this. And let me just run my idea by you, okay? This is help. So can we do this? Can we just have these collateral giveaway cards, or I'm sorry, these business cards where you have your information on them, and then basically what you do is, instead of being part of this whole thing, you know, different social classes, and I want to address that in 1 second. But wouldn't it be better if we could just take this card and give it out and have people take it themselves, and they're responsible to put $50 on it, and then they can distribute it accordingly. So in other words, I've got this help card, and I got this help card in my wallet. I picked it up, and I went to my bank, and I put $50 on it, on this help card, and I stick it in my wallet. And then next time I'm out and I see somebody really down and out, I can hand them the help card, and they can redeem it. Do you see what I'm saying? And that way it won't be this big social program, but it will be a way to help. Or you could send it to people, or you could donate help cards. So you could pick up 10 help cards, put $50 on each one, and then donate them to the local food shelter. Or you see what I'm saying? That way we're not stuck into this big program where, like I said, I was pretending I was reviewing your portfolio, and this came up, and all of a sudden I come to this part, and I'm going, what? Reusable? This is weird. So anyways, think about that. I think that might just kind of simplify things a little bit. Okay. You've got a couple of things here I want to address. Okay. You use these terms, lower class. I would not do that. I wouldn't use that. It's a little bit incendiary, I think, maybe is a good word. Part of the lower class, and then you're saying that part of the middle class and higher classes. You're creating these separation of classes right here in your writing, and I think that's a mistake. I think you should really look at a way to word these class separations without actually saying lower, middle, and higher class. Duffel bag's a great idea. I love what you wrote about using this in the shape of a pillow. So now we have it smaller, number one. You've designated the fact that it's not just for travel, but it's for everyday use. And then you've also said, if you use it for travel, you fold your clothes right, it's shaped thus that it can be a pillow. So that's really, really good thinking there. 100% recycled cotton isn't always the most sustainable. So, all right, moving forward, this is what I'd like you to do. We really need materials. We can't say 100% recycled cotton. You have to tell us exactly where the recycled cotton, the life cycle analysis, and I keep saying life cycle analysis, and that's really important because that's what's going to be the success of your assignment. Explaining this card, okay, what's it made of? Give us a materials list. tell us why it's sustainable, then give us a citation to where you got your facts. The ink that you use to print it. Give us the kind of ink you're going to use, the kind of ink printing process, and is it sustainable? This, for example, would be much more sustainable if it were one color instead of 4 colors, the logo. Excuse me. Okay, so again, materials, link to sustainability, life cycle analysis, and of course, back it all with research. For every single material that you plan on using, that's the key to success. Okay, thanks very much. Any questions, just please give me a holler. Thank you.